If I had a nickel for every time a Part 2 LR was leaked during an anniversary this year, I'd have 2 nickels. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are discussing the unfortunate leak of the Part 2 LR for this year's Global Dokkan Campaign, the first ever Global Dokkan Campaign. And as we mentioned in the intro, if I had a nickel for every time a Part 2 LR was leaked during an anniversary this year, we'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice now. If you guys remember, during the anniversary in February, through the data download before the start of the campaign, JP Dokkan actually wasn't global screwing this up, mind you, accidentally released the medals for the Part 2 LR, which revealed that the Part 2 LR was in fact a Dokkan Fest LR GOGETA, and they've done the same thing here once again for the Part 2, although this time it wasn't the medals. This time, it was actually the burst mode, right? So, for those that don't know how burst mode works, basically, whenever there's a new Dokkan, or whenever there's a Dokkan event attached to a burst mode, they have to update the songs within the jukebox, right? And they typically do these all at once, and so when they did that for this one, they accidentally revealed that the Omega Shenron event is getting a update, and this is on the JP side, mind you, getting an update with songs added to it. And of course, as you can see here, this is a brand new LR art for Omega Shenron. So Part 2 is GT, y'all. Continuing the breakthrough theme, the Omega Shenron seems to be the Part 2 of this theme, which I guess kind of makes sense. Breaking through the future is Part 1. Breaking through, I guess, destiny, the mind. Yeah, I think that was the other half of it. Like in JP, it actually the term they use for future destiny is kind of it can go either way, right? So Part 2 definitely seems to be going that route, and with a DFE Omega Shenron on the docket, that does mean his counterpart is likely to be the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Now, of course, right now we don't know if they're going to take it the tag route, like the Part 1 characters here with the Goku and Vegeta and the Rose and Zamasu. It would make sense if they did that, right? So the LR Super Saiyan 4s would likely be a tag, possible active skill fusion, God, I hope not, or a straight up fusion. It's also possible that since this is, of course, Omega Shenron, he don't have no tag partners. This could be a just standalone transforming Omega Shenron, and the opposite to him could just be a standalone Gogeta. This would also make sense, considering this would mimic the second worldwide download celebration, which although somebody has pointed out that now that we know that this is GT, Part 1 being the very first worldwide celebration for not actual worldwide campaign, but the first shared global and JP campaign with was Future Saga with the I believe it was the STR Rose and Tech Vegito Blue. So with those two being the first one, the second one being GT with Gogeta versus Omega, it would make sense that the second one be standalone versus standalone, right? But I mean, we won't know till we know. But I mean, if they do tag Super Saiyan 4s, I mean, having sort of warmed up to the Goku, if they handle it correctly, I think I can be okay with an active skill, because we do have an actual really, really good LR Gogeta right now with the Extreme Z Awakened Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and with the possibility of the Ent one also getting a Super Easy A. I mean, I could be okay with these just being straight up tags. A little more than I can be with Vegito Blue, because of course Vegito Blue, his main problem is we don't have a good usable Vegito Blue. So I can be a little more okay knowing that we have these guys kind of in our back pocket. So there, there's always that. And then plus, if they EZA the int or super EZA the tech one. Speaking of super EZAs, right? With part 2 being known to be GT now, there's actually a lot to work with here. We do know that these guys did get their EZA, so I mean, we got a good monkey team going on, right? Giant Ape Power is now going to be kicking. Possible sub EZA for the AGL Trunks and Goten, or the Goten and Gohan here. I really do hope they EZA these guys. I'm tired of them forgetting about sub EZAs. They may as well do them since their main banner units have already EZA'd. In terms of other EZAs, there isn't really much on the super class side of things, especially for LRs that hasn't already EZA'd. Tech Vegito Blue, the LR, and Int Rose did get a temporary buff for the celebration, so it's possible that these two LRs could get another temporary buff for the celebration. I don't think it's likely that these guys, I know a lot of people were talking about the EZAs possibly skipping to the 8th year anniversaries. I don't think that's happening. Yeah, no way that that's happening. So they were pretty much the only LR. In terms of TUR EZAs, there isn't much here. In terms of EZAs, pretty much your only option for EZA is Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or Tech Pan, or Int Trunks and Giru, or the Trunks and Goten and Gohan and Trunks. So I could see Tech Pan EZAing here, or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Both of those work. Super EZAs, right? They could very easily Super EZA Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They could Super EZA the AGL Vegeta and the STR Goku. These guys would make sense. Year 2, right? We've already gotten another Year 2 EZA, so, or Super EZA rather. So Super EZA and these guys would actually be really nice here, along with the Gogeta here. So I would not be upset if that ends up happening. On the GT Bosses side of things, right? So this is where they really got to come home, right? Knowing that he is a Dokkan Fest LR, GT Bosses, I guarantee you, is likely to be one of his leads, especially with Rose leading Super Bosses. And right, one of the main issues with Omega Shenron was him being limited to GT Bosses. Now, hopefully they don't limit this guy to GT Bosses, but I imagine you're still going to want other GT Bosses around just because of his links, especially Shadow Dragons. There isn't much they could do for EZAs, though. Well, there is, but a lot of them are also sub EZAs, or free to play EZAs, because GT Boss is just not a category that ever gets built up. So the possibility of Super 17 getting an EZA, these guys actually I think are the next Battlefield EZA, so they could definitely get an EZA here. Hopefully they find a way to increase the Battlefield medals given out, because we still very, very short on Battlefield currency, so hopefully they find a way to fix that. In terms of TURs, right, possibilities on the Super EZA for the AGL Super 17, they could EZA, sub EZA this guy, since the 4's already got their EZA. They could finally EZA this Int Baby here. They could EZA Real Dough. They could actually do a batch EZA here of these 3 right here, and I mean that would be perfectly acceptable to me. Just batch EZA these 3 right here, because I mean it would just help the GT Bosses category in general. And if they do end up Super EZAing Tech Gogeta, then obviously they could Super EZA the Fizz counterpart of Omega Shenron. And honestly, I feel like they should do that. Although, I mean, a lot of people feel like this about AGL Vegito for part 1. But this guy definitely Super EZA, because he didn't really have a chance to shine when he released. GT Bosses was still not in a good place, right? There were missions to beat things with GT Bosses, and you had to run his team, which is Shadow Dragon Saga. And at the time, a lot of the other Shadow Dragons still had not EZA'd yet. So it would she had not EZA'd yet, who would have been very helpful for that mission. These guys Well, actually, they're not on Shadow Dragon Saga, so I mean, it was very, very tough. I could see a Super Easy A for this guy though, before him, or Gogeta. If there was a chance, they should definitely Super Easy A this guy. He's one of the first Dokkan Fests, so it would make sense to do that. There's a lot they could do here on the GT bosses size if they actually want to, or they can completely ignore it like they tend to do with GT bosses, and we end up with the same situation as AGL Omega, who, by the way, is actually still pretty good. His main problem is, of course, his GT bosses restriction. So if they take the time and they fix that, then we've got no issue. So, honestly, I'm really excited. Y'all know I love GT, and the fact that this accidentally got leaked makes me oh so very happy, because now I can look forward to Super Saiyan 4s for Part 2, even though for Part 1, you know, I wasn't all that excited. I mean, the units do look good, but it doesn't excite me as much as other possibilities. GT on Part 2 definitely has me excited. So guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of this surprising leak? Came out of nowhere. Once again, JP dropped the ball. Not really our fault. I know they kind of tried to pin the blame on us for data mining, even though they're the ones who put it in the data, and for everyone to see for the Gogeta. But in this case, like, if you have a JP account, if they haven't unlocked, if they haven't changed it yet, you can actually go and see the event locked on your jukebox right now if you have a JP account. So that's kind of on them. Like, this isn't even data mining, it's literally there in the game right now. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of GT being a possibility for Part 2? I'm excited, but I'm curious to see how many other people are excited for this. Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.